If you've ever wanted to see a peach tree that is completely loaded with fruit, I will have a demonstration today. This tree is just popping with fruit on every branch. North side, east side, south side, it doesn't matter. This tree is determined to fruit this year. I mean, that is absolutely nuts. Remember, I trimmed out about half the fruit from this, and I really should have probably removed 2/3 of it. There's easily 1,000 peaches in here. I wouldn't be too shocked if there were 2,000 peaches in this tree. I mean, you could eat fruit for years if you had a freezer for it all. But unfortunately, I don't have a large freezer, so I suppose the squirrels and the deer are going to get a lot of this, and some of it I'll just give to the neighbors. There's no way I can eat all these. I mean, I can make peach cobbler, and I can make all kinds of peach fruit drinks and cider and whatnot. This year, absolute bounty. I'd love to see that on an avocado tree someday, but nevertheless, this is proof that where I live, the North Carolina, South Carolina border, this can be an ideal peach zone. We've probably all heard of Georgia as a classic peach growing region. I think I have read that the ideal peach growing region has moved further north than what we traditionally think of. Climate change adjusted the growing zones a bit, but this is evidence. The North Carolina, South Carolina border, you can grow peaches by the barrel. I really haven't had to do much with this tree, just fertilize it, bring about 3 or 4 gallons of water every day, get some insects in it. The Japanese beetles get in here, and those large green fruit beetles, they show up, and pretty soon I'll start seeing wasps in this. But for now, they're just growing, and I can tell you, standing next to this tree, I smell peaches. It is something to behold. This side, there used to be a horse on this side of the fence, and I didn't used to see peaches, so when they took the horse away, now I've got all this extra fruit. Of course, it's not a desirable thing to allow your fruit to reach the ground and be contaminated or stolen by the groundhogs and the squirrels and things, so I've tried to prop up the branches on these buckets. But I know that's not an ideal solution at all. Really, if I was serious about this, I would need to build something kind of like sawhorses, so to speak, prop up the limbs. But overall, I'm very pleased with the health of this tree. I think it may be beneficial to have some wild genetics, because you look at this limb, I really see very little evidence of any boar damage getting into it. Maybe here's a small wound here, but compared to what I've seen on other people's peach trees, this is very reasonable. Do have some damage up here, so I'll want to trim that limb back after I claim the peaches. I did have 2 nursery trees further up the hill at the same time that this tree was growing, and I had too much difficulty with those. The peaches were turning brown from blight, and the trees were getting attacked by the boars and dripping sap, and I cut them down. But this wild peach seems to be growing very happily here, and it's not suffering from infections, so just a lesson in nature, I suppose. If you get the right tree in the right place, you can get some great results. So it's getting into the evening. I'll give this tree some more water and make another video later.